Yeah, hi friends, Doc South here, and gee, the other day, well, you know the video I did. Actually, it's one of my more popular videos, the one of the Delaware River deli, the river critter that I took. Gee, I did that about 2 weeks ago now. I think it's on my YouTube site. It's actually a log, but it looks like I don't know, like a Jersey version of the Loch Ness monster in the water. And I passed it every day, and I love looking at it, seeing how it's doing. Kind of changes a little bit depending on the depth of the river, and and so I did a video. Well, to do the video, I had to park downstream about a tenth of a mile, cross Route 46. It's a very narrow part of the of Route 46, uh, in that neck of the woods. I think just two lanes, one in each direction. And so I got on the other side of the guardrail because, quite frankly, I didn't want to get run over by a tractor trailer. Uh, Go figure. Actually, I wouldn't want to get run over by a Volkswagen. Now that I think about it. But I'm walking on the other side of the guardrail, diddy bopping up there. Again, it was about a tenth of a mile I had to walk. No big whoop. But you know what I noticed, especially on the way back? I noticed that almost every 10 feet there was another empty liquor bottle that someone had thrown, out of their car and onto the, just beyond the guardrail. I, I said, my God, people are really, maybe it wasn't quite 10 feet, but it was frequent enough that it made me start to think, holy crud, let me off this shoulder. People are, it must be, every 10th person must be bombed. And they were, the bottles were pretty much everywhere. And I was just looking at what was in my path. I really couldn't see what was down, along the bank of the Delaware, that particular bank. It was an eye opener. I'm saying, my God, people are. It must be every third person must be crocked heading down, heading to Belvedere. It's I don't know. I gotta say this. It's from having been a rescue person. I can tell you it's a bad idea to drink and drive. I don't know if I'll convince anyone, but of that thought, but it really is. You just can't imagine how many the auto wrecks I went to, how many of them involve drinking. It's absolutely amazing, and it's uh, I don't know. I think you do better to maybe hold the booze till you get home, and maybe drink in the driveway, or have a stash in the basement or something. But God, on the road, you are so asking for it. And heaven help you, the cops sniff some booze on your breath if they stop you for a ticket. I mean, a lot of people are going fast enough that a trooper or a local policeman would say, "Okay, I'm going to stop that clown." If nothing else, give him a warning about driving too fast. But or in my case, they sometimes get after me for driving too slow. But they they'll get you, and then my gosh, you're in such a pickle. It if nothing else. But if you cause a wreck and you're drunk too, oh my gosh, they're going to rip you a new one. Really, I mean, I don't really think drinking is such a hot thing, and I gave up, decades ago. But that may not be your opinion, but gee, when you're behind the wheel of a car, um, you you're going to really hate yourself if you hit someone, or get yourself hurt. It's and honestly, I think we tried this once at the squad hall, at the rescue squad I worked at. Seems to me we did. It was either they had one guy. I think it was a a two driver car. And I think one guy got crocked and tried to drive, or wore glasses that made it look like you were crocked. And, and then you run through a barricade. You try to run through a maze of various obstacles, and you just can't do it. Either with the, I think in our case it was just the goggles. I don't think they wanted us getting drunk, but I have heard where they'll give someone a couple shots and put them put him behind the wheel on this, and he tries to get through the maze, and it ain't pretty. It's funny uh, because it's in a parking lot, no one's getting hurt, but it ain't funny if you nail someone. Boy, you feel rotten the rest of your life uh, for um, for driving that way and hurting someone badly or killing them. And I have seen so many wrecks where you go and they're gone. The person's dead, and they smell like liquor. You know darn well they were one place or another. They were really chugging it down, and they didn't pay attention, didn't notice a tree or another car or a kid on a bike or something. It's not good. It's not good. You really got to watch it. Anyway, I know I feel like I'm really preaching a um, kind of being a neb nose here, but it is true, and it's in some cases when a person's been really nailed and is bleeding badly or is dead, you at a wreck scene, you can quite often smell the booze in their blood. You, they'll run a test, but pretty much, they'll run a test for the autopsy, but that person ain't coming back. At least not at the moment. Anyway, I just thought I'd say, do be careful. Those much better to drink at home. Yeah, I'm just saying. Anyway, I'll see you later. Doc South, I guess, just with a little bit of a, what would you call it? In radio they call it a PSA, public service announcement. And again, I don't mean to preach, but uh, you can really get in a hurt fast on the road, especially if you're bombed. Anyway, thought I'd say. I'll see you later. Bye now. God bless.